Welcome to TraneWreck'D. I am your host, Coletrane, and I wonder, everybody else, did that sound loud as hell, or that just in my ears because it sounded distorted as shit? Anyway, I am Coletrane, and this is TraneWreck'D, and this is Wednesday, the 13th of August, 2025 already. We're already 8 months in, so that little New Year baby, he's like, what, 70 about now? Anyway, he's shitting his pants. I'm going to introduce my co-hostesses. Number one, to my right, I bet you, is the right-hand lady of the castle. It is Shell Coletrane. Yep, right. There you are, just right there. And all the way from deepest, darkest Nebraska, which is, I believe, the only state in the nation that is triple landlocked, is JJ Jackson.
Yeah, it is triple landlocked.
Is it triple or quadrupled, actually?
Quadruple.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got
Only
it.
state in the nation. So how's everybody been? Take two. How has everybody been this past week, especially you, JJ? I haven't really talked to you much.
It was a better start to this week than it was last week. However, I'm still glad that the week is halfway over. So
What was that?
I don't know.
It's my stupid notification, and I thought I had turned it off. I'm sorry. That was loud as hell, wasn't it?
Good evening, my faith. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. Wow, we already got 12 in the crib, and my bottles are all blocking and every comment there is. I actually had everything prepared earlier today. I was done at like 1 o'clock. I was all happy, and everything was uploaded, all the sounds were good and everything like that. And as soon as I was about to go live, my microphone didn't work, and then I tried to plug it back in and the computer didn't recognize it. So then after that, I had to like reset it, and that was slow, so I came back there all in there gossiping and stuff like that. Throw that last comment back up there. Hello, honey. How you doing? This is, I don't know if she pronounces it Ryan or Rian, but she's one of our fans from the Philippines, which we are huge over there for obvious reasons. Also hear that we're pretty big in India as well, but our biggest demographic is the Southwest, the Midwest, and Southern Indiana / Kentucky. What's going on, Ghost? How's it going?
Ghost.
Notice the picture in the middle of that? He's got Bolin Zuna. I'll let y'all put that back up there.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't recognize that.
You remember the wrestler Yokozuna?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Yoko with Kenny's face on it.
Oh.
Go ahead, cut that shit now. So, as you know, we are on every Wednesday night, mostly on time, but something always happens. So just plan on it being 7:05. It's kind of like my cousins. You got to tell them that shit starts at noon if you want them to show up at 3. So,
You gotta do that to me too, so I ain't even going fake.
That's why I told you 6:15. Hey, Tyra, baby, how you doing? You'll make it through the whole show. We're gonna try to. It's gonna be within an hour because I'll be tired too, girl. I'm old. I'm gonna be 48. Somebody in here is gonna be 50 next year.
I wonder who that is.
Over 50. So how's the baby? The pretty little baby. Hey, darling, how you doing? That's Becky from over
Becky.
there. She's a sweet, sweet lady.
Oh, by faith is Jana. Okay.
What's that?
I just figured out who by faith is. I just read her name.
Oh, yeah. I saw her on Facebook, and I recognized her face, but I figured that wasn't her government name. There are many ways to watch us. I said starting this week it was just going to be the Filipinos over on Facebook, but it's been a long week. I didn't have the time or desire to actually. I didn't have the time nor desire really to do all that plugging in and all that shit I have to do. Hey, Jamie, how you doing,
Hey,
sweetie?
Jamie.
Candy.
So for right now, this is the official Facebook page. If you have the benefit of camera with flash photography, then I will give you the recommended 7 seconds to take the picture of that and go to the official Facebook page. Who are they talking to when they're talking to the Facebook page?
That would be me.
That would be JJ's. Miss
Yep.
Jackson, if you're nasty, so be nice to her. She'll slap you. Also, you can get in touch with us on the TraneWreck'D Instagram page. So it is TraneWreck_D, or just go ahead and copy and paste that, or not copy and paste, but go ahead and take a picture of that bad boy. It'll take you right there. And you will be talking to our producer, Christy. So, see, I've learned to delegate. I'm learning. And for those of you who are watching on Facebook right now, I would recommend that you eventually scroll over to the YouTube page or just click that bad boy right there. Once you are on the YouTube page, we just make it so damn easy for you guys. There is a little square in the right hand corner. Inside that, there's like a little triangle, kind of like the YouTube logo. If you click on that, you are subscribed. And if you are already subscribed, you got to make sure it doesn't say subscribe, because if it does, if you click it, you're going to unsubscribe. That's going to make me sad. If it says subscribe, go ahead and hit that bad boy, and then you're part of the party, and that makes us happy. Um, Speaking of happy, there's always some nonsense. Let's see, that's Elena. How you doing, sweetie? Got to catch you. Just share and tag y'all because some people dumb. But girl, you ain't lying. I will provide a link. And you were just talking about this, JJ. Tell them what happens when you provide a link.
You say that again?
Tell them what happens even when you provide a link.
You can just click on it and it brings you here.
No, but what have people been saying to you, even though you?
Oh, they've been saying, "How do I get there? What do I type? How do I get there?
Mm-hmm.
What am I supposed to do? Where can I find you?"
Yeah. So if you're on this page right now, I'm gonna give you another chance right now. The obligation of the 7 seconds for those of you with the benefit of flash photography on your phone. Flash photography, remember that shit? Wall rings and all that.
Blinded by the flash.
Dated yourself a little bit, didn't you? What is that clicking? Is that me?
It might be. Let me hear. Are you thumping your toes or some shit like that?
I think it might be your headphone.
Mine?
Yeah.
It's not flapping around or nothing.
I don't know.
Oh well. Hello, Billy Boy. Hello, Ghost. Hey, TC from the NC. Becky's in the house. I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
I said I'm the only one that's not wearing a headphone, so it's not me.
Well, I think it'd be more of a microphone than a headphone issue.
I don't know. I don't have anything on my microphone either.
Well, anyway, this week has been a meh news week. Luckily, we didn't have the what should I say? The cavalcade of celebrities that died the previous week. But unfortunately for us black people, we all know this song right here. Why are you still looking confused, JJ? I'm telling Mama. She has died from cancer, unfortunately. And she was actually the youngest on the list. So, damn, it's like I think the only ones left are Raj. What was the brother? Dwayne. And I think that's it. Other than who was that light-skinned? That was my brotherhood right there. Who was that light-skinned girl that wound up on In Living Color? And she was also on In the Heat of the Night, but she was real narrow and real light-skinned. Wasn't funny. Oh, yep, you're right, honey. It is Hit My Necklace. So, Yeah, it was my headphone. Whoops. Put that comment by the ghost up there because I got something to say that, and I hope to God I have the picture of it. If I don't, I will find it later. But he said, I can't believe Raj is still kicking. He was good, and everybody hates Chris too. I forgot he was on that, to be honest. And shit, I don't have the picture, but I've showed you two before where Sexy Red actually looks like Raj with a
Yes.
yes. By Faith, yes. Anne Marie Johnson, I think is her name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just looked her up.
Of course you did. So yeah, they're the only ones kicking. I know. I remember Rerun was on it was kind of like a dating show, like dating celebrities or whatever, and it was like a average person dating a celebrity. I remember Kim Fields was on there, and I remember she was on a date with a white dude who didn't know the difference between Kim Fields and Kim Coles. Because he was saying, I used to watch In Living Color all the time. She was like, oh, that's great. I wasn't on that.
I wasn't on that. I would be living single, dude.
Yeah, she's probably like, I watched it too.
I enjoyed that shit.
Yeah.
So today we are going to be talking about the mysterious disappearance of Louis Le Prince, who a lot of you don't even know about. I didn't before I read this story. But supposedly he was the first father of motion pictures. And right before Edison, right before the Lumière brothers. And his story is an interesting one. And of course, since I said the disappearance of, that means it's something unsolved, right? That's what we do.
Yep.
As I was saying earlier, months tend to have stupid days, just situated for every day, every week, every month. 1 month is like brush your tooth day, another month is wash your feet day or whatever. So August is Black Business Month.
Ah, yay.
So if y'all ain't support me, you're racist. No, but please support me. Support your black businesses and your black owned businesses and your black people that work in businesses and such. It is also Happiness Happens Month.
Aw.
Yeah, so I mean, just try to do whatever you can to make happiness happen. If you're not happy, find something that will make you happy. Find some what do you call those things?
Kittens.
Hobbies, kittens. Is my fucking controller stuck here? Okay.
Today, the 13th, is also International Left-Handers Day.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
And it's Middle Child Day. So that is just me all up and down.
Well, I'm ambidextrous, so that kind of counts. See, and of course, my mouse just went out, so I have to use this stupid the pad mouse. Can't stand that shit.
Oh.
For all of you that are about to panic over this shit, it is what it is. Immunization month. Go get the immunization. That's why motherfuckers got measles right now. We ain't had that shit in 40 years. Matter of fact, I had the measles. It was back at 79. I had the measles, and it was, I can't remember if I just got the immunization or right before, but it was one of those photo finishes. But every other immunization I've ever had never had any kind of side effects. Never had a fever, an ache. One girl hit me kind of wrong, where it feels like she hit a nerve or something like that. But that was one out of hundreds. Let's see. Romance Awareness Month. So all you Lotharios out there, and those of y'all who think you know what romance is, y'all might want to get on that GPT and see if you're doing it right, because your ladies will let you know. Let's see. She had the measles too in 83 or 80. Yep. See, it would be 70, 78, 79 for me. My mom had the measles. My uncles did. My mom had the mumps, but that was eradicated right before I was born. And it's also National Smile Week.
Why is that hand missing a finger?
You know what? It's because on cartoons, it is cheaper to draw the 4 fingers than it is to draw the 5.
Yeah.
That's why the Simpsons have 8 fingers and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, National Smile Week. Janae, you fucking us up. Throw the Cody Rhodes comment up there, please. The ghost. And yes, that's right, baby. We do support our black icon and champion, Cody Raheem Rhodes, baby. He understands that you got to get out there in front of the people, if you will. Because the view never changes, baby. Anyway, let's see. What else were we going to get to? Let's see. Romance awareness, smile awareness. Not tomorrow, because the 14th, for some reason, has no day. But the 15th, National Relaxation Day.
I am on it.
So, oh yeah, shit, I'm already on it.
You said that's the 15th?
The 15th, that's Friday.
Friday.
Friday, yep. And on Saturday, National Telecomedy Joke Day.
Does it have to be funny? Because I have a lot of mom jokes.
Like dad jokes.
It just says a joke out of it. But you know, sometimes they're so bad they're funny.
Yes.
You know, it's like they're so cringeworthy that you just have to laugh because you see, especially when the person just stares right at you. Like you ever have somebody that's like get to the joke.
Do you get it?
And as you're laughing, they're laughing and staring at you, so you got to keep laughing. You know who was good for that? Fred. He was good for that shit. He'd just be bouncing and laughing and shit. Before we go into our story, I have to, of course, we have to put this up
Oh,
there.
thank you, Rebecca.
Yes,
Yeah,
so sweet.
you do have a gorgeous smile. You do. If you're ever feeling blue or just need somebody to talk to, don't hesitate to call the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline 988, or you can go online where it's a lot harder and put in 988lifeline.org/chat. I'd rather you just get on the phone and dial 988. It's just easier. And for those of you people of color or LGBTQ or indigenous or black, or you just feel like you're part of the disenfranchised, there is the Black Line. It is not specifically for black people. As you see, it is for people who feel oppressed. Non-white people, there you go. 800-604-5841. 800-604-5841. Remember, there's nothing embarrassing about being depressed. There's nothing embarrassing about getting help. I'd rather you get help than, take a permanent solution to a, temporary problem. So, with that said, I'm going to read off the story sheet real quick. Here's the things that's going on news-wise, and some of them are just kind of weird and some are ridiculous. Juneau, Alaska braces for record glacier flood. So that doesn't sound good.
That doesn't sound good.
Says more than just another flood. This could break records and test emergency defenses.
Oh, wow.
Which of course is great because we defunded a lot of FEMA shit and a lot of shit for national defense. So, thoughts and prayers, whatever you believe in, put it up there because they about to suffer.
Just the thought of it is terrifying. I mean, a flood or drowning is.
Oh, you know me with big things of water.
Oh, yeah.
That's my biggest fear is like when you see those movies where like just a big wall of water comes around the corner and it's like taller than the buildings and shit, and like there's nowhere to run. Like,
like
what are you about to die?
Yeah, you just say your prayers because here I come.
That's just that's some scary shit, boy. Or when I see those tsunamis, like, oh man, they wipe out like 200,000 people.
I have been stuck on Eye of the Storm on HBO Max, and then there's Insane Nature on something else. But I've watching all these shows, and the one that I watched was on tornadoes, hurricanes, and tsunamis.
Ooh. Mhm.
Now, tornadoes scare me because, Nebraska.
We be in them, yeah.
But when they show the tsunamis, I just
Mhm.
can't help but think, what are people standing on the beach thinking when the ocean rolls back?
Right?
When
Yes.
it goes
And
way,
see,
way
but that's
out.
the thing a lot of people don't even know. They'll just sit there, hey, look at the waters is going.
Like,
Like, if
what
the
is
water's
happening
receding,
there?
get the fuck out
Yeah.
of there.
Because
Mhm.
it's gonna come back.
Yeah,
Right.
and generally once it starts receding, it's almost too late. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you really need to be listening to the weather reports and.
Well, and that's the thing about people is some people are just, it's good to be curious, but sometimes that curiosity, like they say, curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah, I
You
ain't
know,
that.
one of my friends had shown me a video of a tornado that happened last year in Nebraska. And you see people standing in their driveway when there's a tornado only a few miles away from them that's like
Wrist on their
miles
hips and shit.
deep, I mean,
Yeah.
miles wide, and just staring at it. It's like, get the fuck inside and cover up. I mean, it could happen in seconds and you don't even realize it, but they're so curious, they don't even think about the reality.
I don't ever need to actually see a tornado.
No, I can see it on TV and I'm
I
fine.
know that they exist. I've seen the damage they can do. So
Mhm.
when those sirens start going off, we're going
Mhm.
into a closet.
I remember
We're going to
back
go
in
down in the basement, but we don't. I have windows in my basement, so how helpful is that?
Yeah.
well, see, my aunt, it was one of those straight up 70s basements where it was unfinished, but then, we had wood paneling put up and it became a basement. So, like, that central area was safe as hell. But I remember it was roughly around the 4th of July. We were outside in the backyard playing ball. And I remember my cousin pulled up for a jumper and that siren went off. He didn't even finish the jumper. He put the ball back. He was like, game over, fellas.
We got to go. We got to go.
But yeah, we didn't play about that. And that was it was a really big one. I remember that one did a lot of damage. Um, yeah, bathtub downstairs would be the best thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Do
Well,
you
there
have
are
a
no.
bathroom downstairs?
Huh?
I was asking JJ, do you have a bathroom downstairs?
No,
No.
it's completely unfinished. There's just
Hmm.
all
You
the
just need to
normal
pile a bunch of blankets and shit
furnace
in front of
and
your
all
ass.
that stuff. There's a long closet in between mine and A1's room, and the bottom of the floor. I probably shouldn't do this, but I keep it covered with blankets because it's gonna be, we're gonna have to run in there one time, and
Yep.
I ain't gonna have time to pack up no blankets and stuff like that. So I keep it in there. I don't know what we're gonna do about the dogs because they won't sit still. Like, you guys gotta sit down.
Oh, you know what? When they sense that weather, their ass.
Oh, they can sense the fear.
All right, a couple other things we'll talk about a little bit later on. Trump and Putin will have a summit about Ukraine, but Ukraine is not invited. And Trump decides to deploy National Guard to Washington, D.C. to claim federal control, even though it's at a 26-year low as far as crime goes. Actually, a 3-decade low. So we'll be talking about all that and more. Yeah, that's not even worth it. But what we came for is the mystery. So we're going to provide some of that stuff. Damn it, this mouse is out. While that's going, I'm going to have to get new battery for this mouse because I am upset. So anyway, Louis Laprince, who is a French filmmaker, basically he beat Edison to the punch. But did Edison land the knockout punch is what we're wondering. What the hell happened to this guy? Well, let's find out as we watch the disappearance of Louis Laprince. Welcome back to TraneWreck'D, the podcast where history's oddities collide with modern curiosity. I'm your conductor, Coletrane, and today we're diving into a mystery that was nearly erased from the reel of history. But not today. Today we rewind to the life and disappearance of the man who may have invented motion pictures before Edison ever touched a camera. His name? Louis Laprince, the father of film.
the man who vanished without a trace. Let's roll this film back to the beginning. But remember, you can pause me anytime, but history never waits. When you think of the birth of cinema, who comes to mind? Thomas Edison? The Lumière brothers? History has crowned them kings, but decades before they made headlines, a French-born inventor named Louis Le Prince was capturing motion picture images on film. In 1888, Le Prince filmed the Roundhead Garden scene, a grainy but groundbreaking 2-second clip now considered the oldest surviving motion picture. Le Prince's designs, patents, and working cameras predate Edison's moving picture inventions, and yet his name? Almost forgotten. Why? Well, maybe because he never got the chance to show the world his full invention. And here's where things take a sharp, dark turn. In September 1890, Le Prince boarded a train from Dijon, France to Paris. He was preparing to travel to the United States to showcase his invention. Friends said he was excited, planning his demonstrations, set to revolutionize the world. But Le Prince never made it to Paris. He vanished somewhere along that railway. No body, no trace. The last confirmed sighting of him was boarding that train. After that, nothing. His family, desperate, launched an investigation. The French police couldn't explain it. The train company had no answers. It was like the man had been edited off reality. Let's hit pause on the timeline and dig into the theories.
So when we jumped on the train, ready to head out to the US of A, and never made it off the train.
Creepy.
That is creepy.
Had y'all ever heard of this guy before?
No.
Me either. But that it's weird how almost clear that video was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was only 2 seconds long, but damn, for 18, what they say, 60, whatever, hey, that's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like Billy Boy went to bed, so if you're still listening, good night, Billy.
Billy.
Don't be a hero.
Right.
Yeah, it does, kind of, huh? Yeah, well, they always are kind of European. And I'm picturing like the piratey shirt and everything. What'd TC just say? He probably vanished when he arrived in New York. See, that's the kicker. He never arrived in New York. So, yeah, that's where we're going to start talking about possible competition. Because as we all know, Edison is a lot like Elon Musk, where he really didn't invent shit. He had some ideas and other people invented shit. He just had ideas of what they should probably do to improve it and then bought their rights. I mean,
he had money.
Yeah, and that's the same as Edison. A lot of the shit that he created, his workers created.
Yeah.
But he went ahead and took credit for it, and whoever gets to the patent office first is the winner.
Mm-hmm.
So let's find out what's happening. And okay, that new battery didn't do shit. Let's find out what happens in part 2.
Some say Le Prince was battling financial pressures or personal struggles, but no suicide note, no evidence, no body. Was it a robbery gone wrong? Unlikely. Le Prince's brother who saw him last said there was no sign of distress, and robbers usually leave something behind. A clue, a witness, a mess. Nothing was found. Now here's where it gets cinematic. Some speculate Edison, fiercely protective of his claims to film technology, might have had something to gain from Le Prince's disappearance. Just 2 years after Le Prince vanished, Edison filed patents that would make him the father of motion pictures. Some suggest Le Prince's family even had secrets, maybe tied to the finances or inheritance. But even that doesn't explain the perfect vanishing act. What's even more unsettling? In 2003, A photograph was discovered in the archives of the Paris police. An unidentified drowned man from the same year LaPrince disappeared. LaPrince's family fought for years to have his work recognized. His son even testified in court against Edison during the motion picture patents battle, but the fight was lost. Edison's name is on the marquee, and LaPrince became a historical footnote. But not here, not today. Today, we rewind. We remember the man who may have invented cinema and vanished before the credits could roll. Well, that's your stop on the mystery train today. But before you go, don't let the story fade out. Hit that follow, subscribe, and if you think history should give Louis LaPrince the spotlight he earned, drop a comment. What's your theory? Was it murder? Was it power? Or was it simply a man lost to time? Until next time, stay curious, stay sharp, and remember, some stories refuse to stay silent.
So after hearing that, my theory changes just a little bit. Yeah, see, there's something over there that's clicking. It's this, that's that fan. And it's hot, so you're gonna deal with it. My theory is somebody threw him off the train.
Oh,
Because I mean, let's see, what they say, 1860 something. I keep forgetting about the damn months. Let me check something real fast.
I guess that's a possibility, because they didn't have all the safety features that they have now, so it probably is super easy to just slide open the door and just oops, push somebody out.
and
Hey, they were about 25 to 35 miles an hour, but they could, with a bunch of steam, could get up to 60 miles an hour. Now, when you're on a metal track with spikes and possibly cliffs on both sides, I don't care how nimble you are. If you're jumping off at 60 miles an hour,
Yeah.
it shreds.
Mhm.
So, and the police seemed a little inept. Like every time there were questions asked, they just like, yeah, I don't know. And it took until 2003 to pull up a file on a body they found at the same time where he disappeared. So, what's that?
I said that's a damn shame it took them that long to find
Right?
it.
Shit, it's just like when you watch Cold Case, though. It's like,
True.
how do y'all drop the ball so bad on
So
something?
badly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, there's so many stories where the cops are like, this person's not important, or this person was, a criminal before, so how much energy should I put into it? Or I'm not getting paid enough to care, And
Or
there's
it's a teenager. She's a runaway.
right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And who knows, Edison could have been paying off the police too.
Well, and that's another thing, because back then he
had
he was about online with Elon, like as far
Yeah.
as money and power, and he could destroy you if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And really, the only reason why Tesla won out is because he went ahead and voided his contract and died penniless because he wanted his invention to be for the people, whereas Edison was like, "Oh, fuck that, give me that money."
Mm-hmm.
Give me. Is that what you're hearing? That clickety click?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the fan.
No, it's a different click.
Well, are all the people out there hearing this click? And if so, is it bothering you? See, they ain't say nothing.
It just sounds like you're hitting a space bar or something
Does
on a
it?
simulator. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn this off and let me see if that doesn't work.
I don't think it's the fan. I think it's your necklace with the earpiece. But I'll take that over you pulling your earpiece out every 3 minutes.
Oh my god! I had to like jerry rig safety pins and shit just to make it work. Oh wow. Let's see. Did I mention Tyrus? Me and Mom were just talking about the storm chasers the other day and how we'll never be one because we don't need to ever be that close.
Right.
We have a friend named Jeff who may or may not be listening, but we used to work with him at ISCO, and to this day he chases storms.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be 60 something by now. Huh?
Yeah. Yep.
He's one of those. He reminds me of Bob, co-host on Kenny Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he has glasses. He's single. He's into nerdery.
Yeah, that is a level of bravery I will never have.
Yeah.
I'm just not that interested. I'll watch your video.
Right.
Mhm.
Kids.
Yeah, there's just some things I don't need to experience. I can go ahead and listen to your story and probably still get them same butterflies in my guts.
Right. While judging them.
What's bad is when all the way up until my 20s, I used to be able to like get on a swing and super like way over the bar. And then when you get like super high, you jump off and like land and land on your soft knees and shit like that.
Break your ankles.
No, not
Mhm.
well, because they always had like Pioneer Park had sand and that Hazel Able Park had rubber.
Yeah.
And so we would one time I overshot the rubber though and I landed in the grass and luckily I hit the bush. I was all scratched up and shit. But when Gabby was 3, remember there was that park kind of close to our house in Omaha?
Yep.
I got on that swing and I probably swung back and forth like 5 or 6 times and I was dizzy. I had vertigo and I was like, yeah, damn, I can't do this. I am old. So I tried it again a couple years later and yeah, something done went horribly wrong inside of my head.
Well, as you get older, you're not as active, obviously, as what you were younger. And so your equilibrium, it's more set and it's easy to, I don't know, get all discombobulated.
More rolls and stay upside down more than I did when I was young.
I don't know.
It's just something about that back and forth movement though. And something else, I always have to close my eyes and just kind of drift off like when you're taking off on an airplane.
Mhm.
Once you get up to a certain level, they always have that kind of drop.
Mm-hmm.
And that always just makes my gut like almost go through my throat. So I always have to kind of just zone out, until that part's over. And then, once we hit the 30,000 feet, I'm fine until we hit turbulence. But because when you hit turbulence, you start realizing how little control you have all of a sudden.
Right.
Like, if we go down, what the hell I'm going to do?
Yeah.
Nothing. Pray on the way down.
Not a damn thing. Just to let you guys know, next week, we will be talking about the vanishing villages. Wait, did we do that last week?
Yeah, we did that last week.
We did that last week.
No, wait.
I don't
No,
think
we didn't.
No, we worked on that last week. We
Yeah.
did at least a lamb last
At
week.
least Lamb. Yeah.
So that's the problem with me doing all these like ahead of time. I get kind of turned around like, did we do this one? Because I remember like since I worked on it for a long time, the story just sticks. So yes, next week will be the vanishing villages, and there's more than 3, but we're going to focus on 3, and we'll name a few others. But it's crazy. Just it literally, people leave their village and come back, and it's gone, just gone. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about internet tough guys. All of you guys that saw my video earlier, y'all like that? You like that?
I do. And is that the same Rebecca that was commenting?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's my girl. That's my girl. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Well, actually, right now.
All right.
Hey everybody, Coletrane here. As you see, I'm coming at you with no sunglasses, looking you dead in your eye. What was it, yesterday or a couple of days ago? I pointed out somebody named Chris Ward who decided he wanted to use the words faggot and other kind of things, especially when it was involved in some, it was a racial post to begin with. As you see, I posted this. I didn't notice until this morning that he responded with this. Okay, so again, I pose the question to you people that know me best. Am I a keyboard warrior, or do I back up what I say? So, after his little email, trying to talk about my family, trying to talk about how tough he is, this was the result. So, if anybody out there knows Chris Ward at chris.ward547954, if he's really that tough to where he wants to go into my DM instead of public like I went, apparently he tried to call me a couple times, and as you see, he didn't want no smoke. So next time, think about this. I was born in 1978. We are Generation X. When we talk shit, we talked it right in front of people's face. Whether we got hit in the mouth or not, we did it because that's the way we felt at the moment. You bunch of keyboard warriors really, really need to get the teeth slapped out your mouth. Am I a violent person? Not normally. But push me, it is what it is. With that said, since you blocked, disappeared, whatever, still gonna come see me?
I love that background music.
It just illustrates
No,
how
they don't want
fucking stupid
smoke.
he is. You know, here's the thing. Calling people out for their race or, you know, the things that you thought was funny, you were brave enough to put it there.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you wanted somebody to see it. You wanted attention. I'll give you attention. That's what I do. And you know, the thing is, like I said, you know how we are, Jay. Generation X, we ain't scared of that shit. You know, because we know people that talk behind closed doors will never talk in front of that door. You know, it's just like them barking ass dogs. You open that gate,
Right.
they be talking again. But my whole thing is, what were you going to accomplish with these calls? Did you think I was going to be scared? Did you think I'd be like, oh my God? Did you think I was going to call the cops? Like, you pieces of shit do not scare me. I can tell you're maybe 25 and experience will kill you every time.
Right?
And I don't mean that metaphorically. Moving on. Trump decided that he was going to lay down some more tariffs on people. And his base is just as excited as can be. Boy, they talking about we getting all this. We're bringing jobs back to America. And we charging all these countries and we're getting billions upon billions of dollars. Well, you know, Trump said himself that, what do you say? We have about a few trillion. Let me look at this paper right here so I don't fuck it up because I deal in facts. Let's see here. where is the actual? He has some ridiculous that we had like several $trillion. And okay, yeah, here we go. So Trump says trillions are pouring into the U.S. from his tariffs already. Reality check is we're at $850 billion, which, and that's being generous. And the rest is future projections, not money in the bank. So ain't no trillions of dollars in the bank. Like bragging you're a millionaire because your paycheck for the next 10 years might add up to it. You know what I mean? So, and people are just, they're falling for this bullshit. Okay, so second reality is that $850 billion is a $1.15 trillion difference than what he's saying that we have pouring in here. That's a lot of money, okay? The last time we had a balanced budget, there was some fella in office, Bubba, the one that was getting the blowjob that you are all scheming about.
No.
We had a surplus. It's facts. You can check it. Every Democratic president has pulled us out of the economic shithole that every Republican president has put us in. Cry all you fucking want, but look at the stats. And these are stats from the National Archives. These are from the U.S. Let's see, what the fuck is that called? Shit, I can't find all that stuff. Of course, that makes an ass out of me. But anyway, to teach you people exactly how these tariffs work, because you're just so in the know, way more than any economist or any of that kind of shit. See, that was actually the fan. I heard that. How does a tariff work in dollars? Okay, this is facts. This ain't me making shit up. This ain't you gonna hear the truth that they don't want you to know. This is just how it is. Okay, let's say the U.S. puts 25% tariff on $100 million worth of imported steel from country X. Okay, at the border, the importer pays $25 million in tariffs to U.S. Customs. The importer's response, they tack that cost right onto the steel price so they don't eat the loss. So, let's see, I even found a simpler. Let's see here. Okay, let's go from the pros and cons. Okay, so Republicans, they're telling you why they want to impose these tariffs. And here's what they're saying. It sounds real good. It's going to protect your domestic industries. By making foreign products more expensive, tariffs give local companies a fighting chance. It's an economic home field advantage. 2, generate revenue. That's what we're talking about right here. Governments collect money from imports historically before income tax. Tariffs were a primary way to fill the treasury. And number 3, political leverage. They can be used as a bargaining chip in trade disputes, like Trump keeps saying that he's doing. Basically, play fair or we'll tax your goods into oblivion. So that's their thinking. Here's the reality. Consumers pay the price. Importers pay the tariff at the border, but then they pass that cost on to stores who pass it on to you.
Yep.
That tax on China, you're the one footing the bill.
Yep.
Retaliation hitbacks. Other countries slap tariffs on our exports in return, which can hurt farmers, manufacturers, and any business selling abroad.
Because that means they're not getting as much money.
Boom. And supply chain disruption. We wouldn't know anything about that, right? Not with COVID and all this other economic shit that was going on. But of course, it was the pandemic, and the Democrats are the ones that started. If cheaper foreign materials or parts are taxed heavily, domestic companies have to pay more to make their products, sometimes making them less competitive overall. These only make sense, right? So, I mean, the end result is they raise their prices, so you have to pay more. Your truck, your washing machine, your new office building, for some reason, your coffee. Because if tariffs are supposed to bring industry back, we've never been a coffee producer. Hawaii has a little bit, but it's shitty. But as far as coffee, it comes from Colombia. It comes from sometimes Bolivia. There's the countries that surround Colombia is where a majority of that shit comes from. Why are we taxing them 50%?
Right.
Because that's actually making our shit go up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like I said last time, Bill Maher's punk ass was on there talking about, I thought these tariffs were gonna hurt, but as I look around and I drive around, nobody seems to be hurting. You live
You're
in
not
Beverly
driving
Hills, you
far enough.
motherfucker. You ain't down there with us.
Right. You're driving in your neighborhood.
Yeah, you ain't in the pits with us, because I tell you what, every time I do a Walmart order, I have to lop more and more off the order just to stay within my damn budget.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's a lot that I have to lop off that I didn't have to lop off last month. And everybody's talking about how gas is going down. Well, it went back up because around here it's $3.29 a gallon. I don't find that very impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, eggs have calmed down, yay! But the
Then
thing
they
is,
went back up.
they did. And well, here they're decent. I will say that. But beef has gone way the hell up.
Right.
So if it ain't one thing, it's another. And the thing is, there's all these Stockholm syndrome people who just can't fucking admit they made a mistake or admit that they were wrong when the rest of us were telling them we were wrong the whole goddamn time.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of dumb fucks think that I'm like everybody else, that I didn't know anything about Trump until he started running for president. That is so untrue. And here I'm going to say something that's going to shock a lot of you motherfuckers. I was a Trump fan once upon a time, not in political realms, as a businessman. He involved in wrestling a lot. He wrote, I don't know how many books he wrote, but I read 5 of them. And all of them were basically the same. That's what made me stop liking him. Because every single book was how to get over on your opponent, how to trick your opponent, how to not give a shit that you tricked your opponent.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
Revenge.
The Deal, which was his very first book, when he was breaking ground for Trump, when he was breaking ground for Trump Plaza, what he did was hired some day laborers to ride around in bulldozers and just shovel dirt back and forth, as he brings in the Chinese investors and says, look, we got everything going. Everything is going to be perfect. It's going to be a huge, big, beautiful building. There was nothing planned. He took their money to go ahead and start doing some projects that he wanted to do. Brags about this in his book. In another book, it was called Think Big and Kick Ass. And in there, most of his advice was, if somebody talks about you, sue them. If somebody wrongs you, sue them. If somebody even thinks about talking about you, sue them.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody does better than you, sue them. Read the book. It's out there on audio. If you can read, because most of y'all, I've seen your grammar and your punctuation, and you try to argue politics that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's embarrassing. So actually, I would start off with schoolyard rock and go from there. Learn how it, what? In a couple of weeks, we are going to do Schoolhouse Rock because, God damn it, I got these cue cards and everything. They've got pictures. So even the dumbest of the dumb motherfuckers should understand exactly how a bill is made. Trump, oh my God, yes.
Yeah. Well, didn't it go bankrupt?
Huh?
Did it go bankrupt?
Yeah, and it was found to be fraudulent.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even accredited. So, think about who the fuck you're following. And if you're following just because your mammy, your Grammy, your Uncle Joe, your cousin Jack with the one eye, your cousin Joe who diddles cousin Jimmy, if you're listening to them just because they're the generation above you in your bloodline, then you're fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I dated a girl one time who said she couldn't vote Democrat because her father would roll in her grandfather would roll over in his grave. Let that motherfucker roll in.
Right.
You don't know.
How is he going to know, right?
It's either one of those things where you're dead and there's total nothingness, or you're in hell or heaven doing whatever the fuck you're doing, but you ain't paying attention to no goddamn.
Yes, the last
Right.
thing you care about is who you're voting for.
And that's kind of where I'll bring it, to this level too. As far as okay, when I say about like how these people don't know what the fuck is going on as I hit my microphone, these people in heaven or hell, they're not just. Everybody talks about, oh, so and so smiling down from heaven.
Are
They,
they?
they ain't looking at you. They don't give a fuck if this. I mean, if they're playing cornhole in the clouds, or they might be at the club. If they down in hell, they had an orgy or some shit like that. But they talk this shit about my grandchildren's grandchildren. I don't know them motherfuckers, nor do I care about them. Does that sound hard? I don't know them. I don't know my great-grandchildren. I don't know my grandchildren. Because I don't have any. These are things that might not exist. And you don't know down that line, one of y'all motherfuckers might get sterile, shot, whatever. But the whole need to preserve our bloodline and we need to preserve the way things are. You ain't gonna be here. So what the fuck do you care? Like, and it's all an excuse because you want your shit right now. You talk about you doing it for your kids, you're doing it for this or that. Well, how come every time a law is brought up that's going to protect your kids, you vote against it?
Right.
It's you lose your fucking mind over a rainbow or over the fact that a trans person was holding a beer, but it doesn't bother you when we have all these school shootings or when we have all these shootings in the streets because kids are disenfranchised, they have no place to go. Right. The same motherfuckers that vote against any kind of arts or any kind of after school programs and then wonder why these kids are running around fucking up.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they throw a label at them. Look at those black kids fucking up. That's what they do.
Well, and the kids not being able to be fed because they're low income, but they're cutting all those refund or resources.
Yep.
Well, and even that, even with the reduced and all that shit, every kid knew who had that card.
Yeah.
Every kid knew who had to sign up for that shit. It was embarrassing. I was one of those kids for a while until dad started making more money. But it's like everybody knows. Everybody knows the kids that can't afford the lunch and that are getting it free. So why are we charging for lunch anyway?
Right.
Lunch, breakfast for children.
Right.
And then there's a bunch of Republicans that want to take that shit away.
Mm-hmm.
They will take the lunch off that child's table.
Right. Like you've already taken their meals during the summertime because they used to give people EBT in the summertime to feed
and there were studies that showed they stayed out of trouble more, they read at a higher level, and they actually stayed out of the streets. They did productive shit.
Mm-hmm.
And exactly like she's saying, a lot of children get left alone,
get
hooked up with the wrong crowd because it's easy for them to say, hey kid, you look all by yourself, man, come with us. We're protected. We are family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens. And then all you middle class motherfuckers want to just say, that's how they are. They're just driven to crime. That's just what it is. But when it happens to Buffy or when it happens to little Barry, it's just kids being kids, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
everybody makes mistakes.
Exactly. And we'll get into this next week a little bit, but there's a detention center down in Louisiana where the inmate black population is 100%. And the white prison guard has a really big issue with that. So we'll be talking about that. We will be talking about the vanishing villages. We will, damn, this mouse still ain't working. See, I'm trying to be all nice and flowy as I'm talking about all this stuff, but I have to type on this button to do what I need to do. Remember, you can watch us on Facebook and just go ahead and copy down that QR code. You can get in touch with the show itself on Instagram. You'll be talking to Miss Nix down there. And no, she's not related to Stevie. Please quit asking me. And the official YouTube page. If you're on Facebook or someplace else right now and you don't know how to get to my page, just go ahead and click that bad boy on your camera device. It will say, do you want to go to this website on Chrome or whatever browser you have? You say yes. When you get there, you click on that subscribe button. You say hello. You like me. You love me. I want you to want me. All right, so And then we can rock down to Electric Avenue. And then I'll take you higher. I should end on that. All right, let's see. There was something else I had to show. See, I had it all smooth until this mouse broke down. Remember, this little bitty baby just turned 53. You have not changed. Like, just put some glasses on that bad boy.
That's when I could see.
Now, could you actually hear, or were you running into shit and they were like, you know, baby need glasses?
When did you get glasses?
I was like 16, 17.
And when they told you needed it,
I've had them
like
for a while.
Oh, I'm messed up.
They scared the hell out of me. They did. They scared me, and they did it on purpose.
It was a tribute show, but we didn't put you in on the joke.
Right.
Yeah, that was the Bray Wyatt tribute show. And,
Yeah.
Yes.
but
all these lights
started
flashing in
things
your
started
back.
happening without me, though. I will admit that, because
Right.
2 or 3 things I caused, and then something fell,
Yep.
and then a light went off,
Yep.
and then that's when your eyes got huge.
What's going on at you guys' house?
But I mean, it was perfect. It was. I mean, I don't know Bray, but maybe he thought it was cool I was doing that.
Maybe he dropped in.
Yeah.
Can you throw those last 4 up, please, for me, Chris? And then we will say good night. She's like, oh, God damn it. Just go to school where the whole school is giving a free lunch and breakfast. I say that's how it should be.
Exactly.
And that's one of the things that I really want to do is buy land. And actually, I want to farm, but I want to get the school systems involved and learning how to farm. And you take that shit back to the school and eat.
That's how my kid is out here in small town Nebraska. They're farm to table.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a great idea.
I think so too. I think a lot of farmers probably take it, but it pays them back in other ways. Because I mean that you're gonna get into heaven for doing that.
Yeah.
Becky said it's nice to meet your wife. You have very beautiful children. Thank you. They are.
They really do.
Pretty ones. Her eyes were always big, wasn't they? But you ain't got no room to talk, honey. Because you got them big old
little girl that looks just like me.
Right.
Remember, she looked just like Penny from Good Times when she was little. Like, just if for those of y'all who don't watch Good Times, it was Janet Jackson when she was little.
Yeah.
So just look that up. Oh, she was just a cute little thing. So anyway, thank you, Becky, Billy, Tyra, whole host of people I'm probably missing. Joe, as usual. Jake, not from State Farm, probably from Allstate. And whoever I'm missing, I'm sorry, but again, subscribe, comment, like, actually love me, and join us every week, 7 o'clock Arizona time every Wednesday, 10 o'clock Eastern time. So if you're in the Midwest, what time does that mean, JJ?
9 o'clock our time.
9 a.m. So yeah, honey, they're big. But they're pretty. They're real pretty. But anyway, for Shell, for JJ, for the big-eyed Tyra, I am Coletrane saying please come back next week. Please subscribe. Please like. Please love me. I want you to want me. Hey everybody, it's Coletrane. Thanks for watching our show. And if you want to watch any other shows just like this, just click any one of these bad boys and it'll take you right there. Again, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, and share with somebody else. Thanks.